So Bitcoin made me rich, but I'll never invest in it again. Sounds crazy, right? Most people dream of making life-changing money from crypto. Well, I did, and yet I've completely cashed out. So today I'm revealing why I'm done with Bitcoin forever and what I'm investing in instead. These assets could outperform even the S&P 500 in years ahead. So, quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research. But I am somebody who's made it big in investing, and I want to share a cautionary tale about the real risks of crypto in 2025 and beyond. And you might be wondering, if Bitcoin changed my life, why haven't I told anybody? Simple. If you win the lottery, do you shout it from the rooftops? Of course not. Telling people you made a fortune in crypto puts a target on your back. Scammers, grifters, and in some cases, even violence and extortion. But now, as a faceless YouTube channel, I can finally share my story without these fears. And I hope my experience helps you make smarter financial decisions. So, I first heard about Bitcoin in 2013, ironically, from a podcast that was totally against it. And back then, I wasn't making much money, so my investments were much smaller. But my libertarian leanings back then made me open to alternative assets. So, Bitcoin checked all the right boxes: revolutionary technology, anti establishment appeal, explosive price history. When I first bought in, Bitcoin was about $1,000 per coin. And over time, I scaled up, diversified a little bit into Ethereum, and rode the bull markets. Then, during the pandemic crypto boom, I decided that's it and cashed out. From there, I spent a little bit of time with money on the sidelines. I could have probably made even more if I jumped right back in, but not too far after I did that, I reinvested in real estate and stocks. I achieved financial independence as a result of that in under a decade. And today, I have exactly $10 in Bitcoin, and I'm never buying more. So let's be real, Bitcoin is not what it used to be. Some say, oh, we're still early, Bitcoin is just getting started, we're on the ground floor. But let's look at the facts here. Bitcoin launched in 2009. That was over 15 years ago. Today, everybody knows about it. Your neighbor, your coworker, your mom, and yet, has Bitcoin actually changed the world? Some people say it's digital gold, and I would say that that's what it is at best, and at worst, it's just a speculative bubble. So Bitcoin was supposed to be anonymous, decentralized money, but now you need an exchange like Coinbase to make any transactions. You have to verify your identity, and you need to comply with regulations, just like a bank. And speaking of banks, there's no fraud protection, no FDIC insurance, and no safety net. So you get the worst of both worlds that way. And we all saw how FTX's collapse impacted so many people. Millions lost, lots of money overnight, and even celebrities like Tom Brady got wrecked. So Bitcoin today is just another asset controlled by institutions, but with all the risks of a speculative asset. Ever tried actually using Bitcoin? It's a nightmare. High fees, slow transactions, only 7 transactions per second. Compare that to Visa. Some people say it goes up as high as 24,000 transactions per second. Even if you half that or make it a third of that, it's incredibly more efficient than Bitcoin. And even so-called faster cryptos like XRP, or how it's also known as Ripple, it sacrifices decentralization for that speed. And if you send your money to the wrong wallet, too bad, it's gone forever. No customer support. Why would anyone use crypto when PayPal and Stripe exist? That's the question I have. And I've never gotten a solid response from someone who is really keen and an advocate for Bitcoin. And that brings me to my next point. If Bitcoin is a terrible currency, why do people still buy it? And it's evident. People think they can get rich from it still. Most investors don't understand Bitcoin or blockchain or what decentralization means. They just see, oh, number goes up, buy now, sell to the greater fool later. But when the fools run out, the bubble pops and you'll be left holding the bag there with nothing left. And unlike real estate, crypto doesn't generate income. And unlike stocks, it doesn't pay dividends. And unlike gold, it has zero industrial use. In my opinion, it's pure speculation. And let's be real, the crypto world is overrun with scams, meme coins, pump and dumps. Remember NFTs? Remember ape yacht club or whatever it was, yeah, that didn't exactly work out for the parenthetically investors of those assets as well. Remember all those coins from 2017, what they called back then ICOs? Most of them don't even exist anymore. So instead of gambling on hype, this is what I'm investing in today. Definitely a lot of my investment portfolio is around S&P 500 index funds that track the market. But when I'm making investments that I think have even higher value, what I'm looking at are AI driven tech companies. So those are the big tech companies everyone's familiar with, like Microsoft, Meta, Google, but there are also smaller players that are still quite big. And one of them, for example, that I like is Palantir. Now, it is quite a volatile stock. If you look at it, where I invested in it, it's done very, very well. So do your own research, but I believe that if you look at companies that add real value, look at their fundamentals, there could be some investments that could be a home run for you in that particular space. Healthcare and biotech is another one where technology is being leveraged to provide real solutions and provide real profits. And then finally, which I think this area is a little bit less to pick up in the next few years, is renewable energy and agriculture. So those industries have tangible growth potential, but I think it's going to be a few years ahead for that, for it to really take off. And these aren't just narratives, they have real world utility and strong fundamentals. So if you do your research and you create a portfolio, and it doesn't even necessarily need to include these particular areas, but if you create a diverse portfolio that has a bit of risk and can get you some home runs, but you have enough in something that's predictably going to grow over time, you can build your wealth that way. Do you still believe in Bitcoin? Drop me a comment. I'm ready for the debate. And if you want more financial insights, career growth hacks, and investment strategies, make sure to like this video. It really helps the channel. Subscribe so you don't miss out on future content, and hit the bell icon to stay ahead of the game. See you in the next video.